Hey, what's up, VC? I'm back with another video. This is my big Austin trip haul. Like I said in my last video, stopped in Austin this last week and stopped at Waterloo Records for the second time in the last 2 weeks. And I'm very glad I did because I found a lot of cool stuff that wasn't there the last time, and then some stuff that was there that I passed on and then picked up this time. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get right into it. Found some singles first, some 7 inches. The way this works, like I said in the last haul video, they're $1 a piece, or if you buy 3 of them, they're $2, so it's a better deal. So, found some Hank Jr. for my collection. We got Dixie on My Mind and Ramblin' Man. And then I really like Girls and This Ain't Dallas, which is a pretty good song. And then I found a really cool Waylon one. I didn't even know this existed. It's Don't You Think This Outlaw Bit's Done Got Out of Hand and Girl I Can Tell on the B-side. But the cool thing about this is it says not for sale on it. And it's actually on blue translucent vinyl. I've never seen one of these before. It's the same blue that Elvis Moody Blue was on. And see, this was released the year after, so it may have been the same pressing plant or whatever. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if any other blue Waylon singles out there exist, but if they do, I'm definitely going to look into it and see if I can get a whole collection of them, because this is really cool, or other colors. Because I am a huge Waylon fan, and to have something like this, I didn't have any of his stuff on colored vinyl, so that's pretty cool. Then I found some picture sleeves. We got Eddie Money, Walk on Water, and that is backed with Dancing with Mr. Jitters. Not a huge fan of his, but it was a picture sleeve. Then I found Mike Reno and Ann Wilson, Almost Paradise from Footloose, and this is backed with Loverboy's Strike Zone. The picture sleeve is totally beat up. The record's all scratched up. It plays, but it does have a lot of surface noise. But this was one of the ones, I found it. I've been looking for it for a while, and I basically got it for free since they were three for $2 instead of $1 a piece. So that's why I picked that one up. Still happy to have it in my collection. And then this one's pretty cool. It's Pat Benatar, the Ooh Ooh song. And it's backed with the Spanish version. I'm not even going to try to say that because I suck at Spanish. But I was looking at this, and on the B-side, it is stamped on their demonstration not for sale. So it's a promo, and I was looking on Discogs, and there were no listings for this single with the Spanish version on the B-side, and I was thinking maybe it was an import, but it says made in the U.S., so yeah, so I had to make my own entry on Discogs for this, and I was looking on eBay online and everything. I couldn't even find one. I've seen picture sleeves like this of the Ooh song, but they have a different B-side, not the Spanish version, so this is pretty unique, so that was cool to find. Then on to the albums. Like I said, this was one of the ones that was there the last time that I passed on because it's pretty beat up. But after coming home and looking it up online, this was a decent price for the condition it's in, because it goes for like $10 online in the same condition, and this one's an import. It's Billy Thorpe's album from 1981 called Stimulation. I had no clue what this was going to be. I figured it was going to be some synth stuff, kind of like Ronnie Montrose did in the 80s and late 70s, which I love. And I've heard some of Billy Thorpe's later stuff, but I was comparing it to the Children of the Sun type stuff because that's my favorite stuff he did. But I was totally wrong about this album. This album just rocks. It's just some hard rock. I mean, it has synthesizers and stuff in it too, but it's just a hard rock album. And Billy Thorpe, if you've never heard of him, he's a talented musician. He plays everything on here but drums. He sings, plays bass, lead and rhythm guitars, and plays the synthesizers. And like I said, this is an import, so I'm very happy to have it in my collection. I'm glad it was still there. And this is a Holland pressing on Epic. So I'll leave a link to one of the songs down below so you can hear it if you've never checked that out, because this is just a really good album. I was blown away by how good this was. And then this next one was another one that was there. Passed on it the last time. I looked at it and it looked interesting, but decided to pass on it, and I actually think they marked it down. The last time I went, it was $5.99, and this time it was $3.99. It's Rail's debut album, Arrival. Never even heard of them, but looking at it, I figured it was some just 80s metal, hard rock type stuff, glam metal, and that's exactly what it is. It's a pretty good album. Nothing too special, just some 80s stuff, like I said, but for the price, it was worth it, and something I'm glad to have in my collection. And then the next album, this was another one that was there, and this one wasn't marked down. It's Iron Horse, and this is actually the band that Randy Bachman joined or formed or whatever after leaving BTO, I believe. And it's pretty good. It's just some rock stuff. I mean, nothing too special, but it's still cool to have since I am a fan of his. So that was a cool find. And then here's a Robin Trower album I'd never even seen before, Victims of the Fury. And I listened to this, and this is a really good album. You know, I am a huge Robin Trower fan, so this was cool to find. It's on Chrysalis. And for $2.99, couldn't pass that up. Then on some of the more expensive stuff, this is another one that was there the last time, but I had it on CD, so I figured I didn't need it on vinyl, but since it was still there, I had to get it. It's Billy Thorpe's Children of the Sun Revisited. I still need a copy of the original Children of the Sun album because it's totally different than this. I haven't compared the mixes on the revisited version and the original. I don't know if he redid the songs or whatever, but from what I've heard, they sound kind of like, but the cool thing about this is, you know, it's kind of like a greatest hits type deal. It's got Children of the Sun, most of the album, and then on the B-side, the last track, East of Eden's Gate, which is my favorite Billy Thorpe song. Leave a link to that one down below, too. It's just a killer song, and I mean, he's a killer guitarist, singer, everything, like I said. So, definitely happy to add that to the collection, and this is on the Pasha label. The Quiet Riot was on in the 80s. And down to the last three. This is another album I've been looking for a while. It is Frank Marino's Juggernaut. Still in the shrink with the hype sticker. This was $5.99, which was a pretty good deal. And this has the song Strange Dreams on it, which is really good. I've been looking for that for a while, so that was cool to find. And another one, I have this on cassette, but didn't mind having it on vinyl for $4.99. Vixens' self-titled album, I believe. And this is a great album. Once you got the hits, Edge of a Broken Heart, Crying, Cruising, Waiting, Hellraisers. You know, it's just a killer album. They're a great band. One of my favorite girl bands. And then last but not least, this one was a total blind buy. I mainly bought it for the cover, but I'm very, very, very glad I did because this is a killer album. This is one of the best albums I've heard in a while. It's White Wolf, Standing Alone. And I looked them up later on, and they're actually a Canadian band, which is really cool. I love some Canadian hard rock stuff, and I mean, this is killer. I'll definitely leave a link to some of these songs down below. Like I said, this is one of the better albums I've heard in a while. It's just a killer metal album. Like, I wasn't even expecting it to be that good. You know, I figured it was just going to be some hard rock stuff, but man, this really rocked. I'm definitely going to see if they have any more releases. I was looking them up like after I got back from the trip, and you know, they had a couple later albums, but I haven't listened to those. But this one is a killer album. I know I've said that several times, but I was absolutely blown away by this, and this is on the RCA label. So yeah, that was my big haul. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.